Glad to have you back, Denise.
Thank you. Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the Zoning Board meeting of May 1st, 2023. I would ask everyone to stand and join us in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I almost fell off the chair. Jeez, that would not be nice.
Madam Chair, Dr.
Dignity goeth.
Hello, everybody. The Goffstown Zoning Board is an elected board of 5 members and up to 5 alternates. Currently, the board has 5 members and 1 alternate. So if anyone's interested in serving on the ZBA, you can contact Patty Gale in the planning office. The board has a posted agenda for each meeting and tends to follow the items in order. The board will open the public hearing on an application to receive testimony from the applicants, the abutters, and the affected parties, and to ask questions about the request. The public hearing will then be closed, and the board will enter into a deliberative session to discuss the merits of that request. For each application, the board will decide to approve with conditions, deny, or continue to a later meeting. You're welcome to watch the deliberations this evening, or you can contact Town Hall to get the results by contacting Patty in the zoning office or planning office. For an applicant's request to be approved, there must be an affirmative vote of at least 3 members. Or for any vote on whatever the motion is. To be approved, it needs to be at least 3 members. An applicant can request a continuance if there's not a full 5-member board to act on an application. If you're aggrieved by a decision made by the ZBA tonight, you have the right to appeal to the Superior Court. However, before appealing to Superior Court, you must request a rehearing with this board to reserve your right to appeal. Rehearing requests must be filed within 30 days of the decision and state all reasons why the decision was unlawful or unreasonable. Failure to request a rehearing may forfeit your ability to appeal to Superior Court. And I'm going to ask everybody to please make sure your phones are on silent. And I'm going to ask the board to introduce themselves. And we will start with Jack.
Jack Shepherd, Building Inspector, Code Enforcement Officer, and Zoning.
Denise Langley, board member.
Leonard Stewart, Vice Chairman.
Gayla Breck, Chair.
Judy Elaine, member.
Thank you.
Jason.
Oh, that's, thank you. And Jason?
Jason Kelly, member, and I'm connected remotely, and I am alone in the room.
Thank you. And we have, because Jason is participating remotely, all motions are all votes are going to be by roll call vote. Was there anything else I was supposed to add to that, Jack? I think that was it, wasn't it?
No, that was it.
Okay, so we have a little bit of business to tend to before we start with the public hearings. The first is going to be the approval or corrections of the minutes of the ZBA meeting of April 4th, rather.
I actually have one quick correction.
Uh-huh.
The motion that Len made, you have a 5-0 vote. It was 4 people.
And which one was that?
Right, the first page, first motion.
Oh. Okay. Okay, thank you. Any other corrections? Lynn?
Nope.
Okay, a motion?
I motion to approve the minutes.
Second? He wasn't here.
I'm not voting.
Oh, yes, I am appointing Judy as voting alternate to replace Alan Yeaton, who is absent tonight.
Okay, yes, I second that motion.
Thanks, Judy. Sometimes I just need to be nudged a little bit. Okay, all in favor? Aye.
Roll call
Roll
vote.
call.
Oh, roll call vote.
Thank you, Jason.
Somebody's going to keep me in line.
Yes.
All right, we're going to do a roll call vote. We'll start with you, Jason.
Aye.
Aye.
Oh,
Denise.
Denise.
Len Stewart, aye.
Gayla Breck, aye.
Judy Elaine, aye.
Okay, motion carries. And then should we do the election of officers now, or you want to wait till after the meeting?
That's how we wait.
Okay, we'll
Let these
put that-
people get out of here.
Okay, all right, so we will go on to our first application of the evening. Tyler and Adriana Goslin, applicant owners seeking a special exception to construct a single-family with an accessory attached dwelling unit in accordance with sections 3.12.A.6 and 5.2 of the Goffstown zoning ordinance. The property is located at 183 Gorham Pond Road, map 7, lot 47, zoned agricultural. And I will first entertain a motion for
I
regional impact.
motion there is no regional impact.
Second.
And roll call vote, Jason?
Jason, aye.
Denise Langley, aye.
Glenn Stewart, aye.
Gail LeBrecq, aye. Yes,
Judy, aye.
yes. Yeah, you are on for all of them.
5,
1, 2,
yes.
3, 4, 5. Yes,
Got it.
you're on for all of them.
Alan's over.
Okay, so do we have Tyler and Adriana Goslin here or their representative?
I got Tyler here.
Come on up. Have a seat at this table.
This one right here?
Yep, and tell us what you want to do.
Okay.
Hey, how you doing?
So what I'm looking to have done is, right now I have an existing garagement, is what I call it.
Uh-huh.
And looking to put on a 2-bedroom house. I have a 3-bedroom septic design right now on the property, so I can construct a 2-bedroom house and then have a 1-bedroom for the ADU. That's basically what I'm looking for. It's a little bit backwards probably than what you guys are normal of seeing the house and then somebody going to put a garage on. Built the house 6 years ago and I had a 2-year plan and that just didn't pan out 6 years later. But just recently married and the family growing, so we're looking to put on the main house now.
Okay. A
Okay.
garagement, I've never heard that before.
That's a good one.
It's
Yeah.
pretty creative. Okay,
And he's here for a special exception, not a variance, correct?
right, special exception.
So I don't know, sure if you guys have any questions or what.
Denise?
I'm all within the setbacks, I'm all set, 800 square feet. When I had built this, I did work directly with Mark Tessier, designing it and everything, so we had our egresses, we had everything to go along with what we're trying to do now, so.
So I just made notes going through everything. So the location's appropriate. Across the street, you have a duplex, you have another ADA unit. The size meets the criteria. There's no additional driveway, so there's no issue with traffic, and it's a 5-acre lot. So,
Will there be additional traffic with the ADU?
1 car.
Or 2? Maybe,
Yeah.
but like you said, it's 5-acre lot. I just want to
Yep.
put that on the record that there
Nope.
would be another car probably.
That's still not-
Could be 5 if they have a bunch of teenagers.
Yeah.
You wait.
Well, at least we got the golf course right there and there's plenty going in and out there, that's for sure.
Okay. That's all your comments?
Yeah, that's my comments.
Yeah, from what I
Not a
see.
negative comment, it's,
Yeah, it otherwise meets all the requirements, and really the only reason we're here for the special exception
Is for the
is for
ADU.
the ADU, which is required, so.
And it's 800 square feet.
It's actually under 800 square
700
feet,
something.
780, 26 by 30.
Is that still the required amount of 800? It is?
Yes.
Because I know there was talk of increasing it at some point.
see, he's
And it didn't pass vote.
Huh?
I
It
thought they
didn't
were
pass
going.
vote.
Oh, they didn't.
It didn't? Wow, okay. Do you have any questions, Judy?
No, I don't.
I don't either. Jason, do you have any questions? I forget he's there.
No, I'm good. You guys got the one I had, which was I didn't know if the election had changed the rule of the 800 square feet, so I'm good.
Okay, thank you. Okay, then I guess I will, if you can probably just sit right there for a minute. I'm going to open the hearing to the public. If there's anybody here who has comments or questions about this application. And I'm not seeing anybody, so I'm going to close the public hearing. I think this might be the shortest one on record.
I would say that it's nice to have an ADU that comes in that is following all the rules.
Yeah, it is.
And it's nice.
It's refreshing. I'll make a motion,
Okay,
unless somebody else wants any comments. Okay, I motion that we approve the special exception. Want me to go through the criteria?
Sure.
It's basically the
Yes,
notes
'cause
I
we-
have.
We do need to put the
Yeah.
findings on the record as well, so,
It's not, do I still follow the not contrary, or is it a little different?
no, that's,
That's fine. It's not contrary to the public interest.
that's variance.
Okay,
that
so
we need
what's,
special
where's the
exception.
language?
Specific location for, an appropriate location for such
Hang on,
use.
let me find it. Okay. The site is in an appropriate location for an ADU.
Yep,
For what's across the street. The size is with, character of the neighborhood is not gonna change. It's a missing house. There will be no hazard, might be one or two additional cars. It's a main road, more or less. The location is sufficient size, it's 5 acres, so it meets the criteria. And the location meets all the setbacks.
okay.
I'll second that.
Denise made the motion and Jason seconds the motion. Roll call vote. We'll start with you, Jason.
Yes, aye.
Denise Langley, aye.
Glenn Stewart, aye.
Gayla Breck, aye.
Judy, aye.
All in favor, motion carries.
Okay.
You're done. Quick, painless.
Thank you.
Painless, I hope.
I'll come see you tomorrow. I do have that trust design,
Okay.
unless you want it now.
No.
Okay. Thank you very much. Thank you.
You're-
Okay. Where's my paper? There it is. The next application is Ward and Julianne Ashton. Applicant's owners seeking a variance to allow for a 16 by 8 foot entryway porch replacement addition that will be located 9 feet from the side property line, whereas 15 feet side setback is required per section 4.3 table of dimensional regulations of the Goffstown zoning ordinance. The property is located at 4 Thomas Drive, map 32, lot 26E-42, zoned residential 1. And would you introduce yourselves, please?
Hi, I'm Ward Ashton.
Julianne Ashton.
Welcome. You want to tell us about your plan and why you need the variance?
Well, our home was built in the 70s, and I think where they put the driveway at the time probably wouldn't, if they built it today, would not have happened. So we have a house that has a porch on the side, a very, very small entryway that has stairs that go down to the basement, and then into the kitchen. So we want to kind of make that porch that we have, expand it and enclose it, so that our family of 6 won't have problems getting in and out of the house, and it'll be more storage, and I think it'll be better for the property, for the home worth anyway.
Yeah.
The big problem that we're running into is the proximity to the setback, since the existing porch comes out of the house about 7 feet. We're trying to get an extra 12 inches beyond that for a little bit nicer addition to the home, something that would be effectively a bump out and give us a little bit more entry space.
You're going out 7 inches?
So the existing porch coming off of the side of the house
Right.
is 7 feet.
Right. Oh, okay, 7 feet.
Is 7 feet.
I
So
thought you
we're-
said you wanted an additional 7 inches.
Seven.
Yeah,
So
no,
it
no,
comes out- I actually have, I brought some photos if it would help to see the existing.
That would be great.
It
What
would,
we're trying to
yeah, I
see.
thought it was 4 by 4, that's why, that's good to know.
Would you like me to just pass these over?
Yes,
or-
please. You could hand them to Jack.
All right. That's the back view there. That kind of gives you a good view. So the,
All the stairs.
the porch coming off of the side of the house, it's a very small covered porch. And if you look at the footprint of the stairs coming down, that's where we're trying to focus the area of the new addition.
Yeah,
So if we were to come out 12 inches past the existing onto the driveway, which puts us 12 inches closer to the property line, which is already within the 15-foot setback currently.
the driveway's within the setback?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It's
yeah,
right on the
It's
edge.
right on the edge. When we looked at the plans from the town hall, everything just runs right along the edge of the property. Everything on our neighbor's side, everything on our side. Yep, so we don't have a lot of room to work with, which is why we're hoping that we can get away with a little extra space. Bringing it forward from the existing porch would give us additional space inside of the house, effectively giving us a bit of a bump out that we could turn into a better entryway, more closet space, landing room for the kids as they're coming in.
4 kids, you need it.
Yeah, we think it would dramatically improve the look of it. As you can see, the existing is
Starting to go.
it's either we tear it down or it's coming down on its own.
Ouch.
So,
Ouch. Can you tell us how and why, regarding the variance criteria that you had to fill out on the application? Can you tell us how and why it meets those criteria?
was there a specific criteria that we're?
No, there's all of them.
1 through.
We need to get it all on the record.
Okay, well, due to the proximity of the property line, rebuilding and improving the existing structure, entryway creates an unnecessary hardship to maintain and improve the structure. What we've got right now, it doesn't make sense to try to rebuild as is. So we would, we would like to make it more of a usable space. Just the proximity of the property line causes us
Yep.
the problem to do that.
Yep, I understand that.
Contrary to the public interest, this area in question is already used by our driveway. You can see in the pictures that, where the car is parked is not even gonna take up the amount of space that we're asking for.
Hey, Jim?
Jason, yes?
Sorry to interrupt. Could somebody hold up those pictures, just so I can see it from the camera, please?
Where am I looking?
Where's the camera?
This is the camera.
Just hold them up right in front of your face, sir.
Okay. So we've got,
The camera's in front of you. Yeah, oh yeah, there we go. Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm good. Thank you.
okay.
So the
Public interest is
Yep.
what I was on.
Yep.
Our neighbors immediately next door, were obviously notified of this meeting, flat out said it would make the area look nicer. Nobody else uses that space except us. It's a parking area, it's a loading and unloading zone. Spirit of the ordinance is observed because the utility and appearance of the home will be improved with no impact to the public. Nobody uses this but us. Our neighbors aren't parking in the driveway or using it on a regular basis, just in and out with groceries and kids. Granting the variance will do substantial justice because the additional improvement will improve the utility of the home and appearance of the home from the street. Our neighbors will certainly appreciate the view, we think. We are gonna re-side at the same time, so overall the whole house is gonna be brought up to a little bit nicer aesthetic. Values of surrounding properties will not be diminished if, we're gonna look nicer in the end. This existing structure is gonna be more visually appealing once this is improved.
And the hardship.
And hardship, demonstrate a lower enforcement. If we can't get the variance, we can't do this. That would make it very hard on my wife, who has been
Who will clean the kitchen floor every time the kids come in.
very, very vocal in needing some extra space for the kids to dump all of their stuff when they're loading and unloading after school every day.
Yeah.
It is difficult, I think, the realization how tight we are to the property line with the driveway where it is does make it difficult to work with. It'd be nice to build a garage, but we know we can't do that. There's no space, and we'd be riding the property line if that were the case. So we will settle for a nice little bump out and some mudroom and flexibility to get the kids' stuff off of the kitchen table.
Actually, it sounds like a very large mudroom.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's gonna be what, 16 by 8?
In the existing footprint, it's gonna come out another foot, and then, when we measured it out, the finished piece won't go beyond this window here, so we're just looking for a little bit of a pop-up right there.
Got some closet space in there.
Which the house desperately lacks.
I got it, thanks for holding that up.
You're welcome.
May I comment?
Oh, sure.
Okay.
Please.
So when I initially went through the application, I went, oof, because the tax card said it's a 4x4. So I'm like, well, you're going quite a bit larger. So then I started to look, and your neighbor's garage abuts yours. I mean, it's closer to the lot line than this is gonna be.
Yeah.
It's close. So it's the neighborhood. It's the way it is. It was built in the 70s, so it's not like they're building this and it's gonna infringe on someone's window.
Right. Right. Okay,
So
that's good
that-
to know.
Yeah, and the only thing we're looking at from that side of the house is that side of their garage. I mean,
Exactly.
it's basically just the high traffic area for the kids running back and forth through the neighborhood, going from one backyard to the next.
We love the neighborhood though. It's an awesome family neighborhood and
Good.
we don't want to move, so we want to
Yeah.
improve.
No,
Yep, I get that. Anything else? Does the board have any questions? Denise?
I don't, I'm good.
Thanks, Jason. Okay, then I'm going to, you can stay put for just a minute. I'm going to close open the hearing to the public. Is there anybody back there who has questions or comments? Seeing none, then the public hearing is closed and the board is going to enter deliberations. And? Comments?
like I said, initially was a little concerned, but after looking at it on the map and seeing how close that garage is to them, I don't have an issue. They're putting it on pavement, so there's no additional, impervious material, so I have no issues.
Okay. Lynn?
And I feel the same way. They're faced with the same problem that so many people are. If it was built in the 60s or 70s, there's hardly anything that you can do without impinging on that back, and it certainly seems what is being proposed is very reasonable for this site.
Judy? You're all set? Okay, I'm all set. One thing we didn't do was regional impact.
I motion there's no regional impact, sorry. Gail.
Sorry about that.
Should have
That's
said
okay.
that.
Okay, Judy?
It's always
And we're going to
something.
do a roll call vote. Jason?
Aye.
Denise Langley, aye.
Stewart, aye.
Gail LeBrecq, aye.
Judy Elaine, aye.
Motion carries. Okay, just a little technicality. Okay, so are you ready to make a motion?
Yeah, anybody else want to make a motion, or?
We'll leave it to you.
I'll leave it to
Denise.
me, thanks, okay. Let me get the language correct.
Yes, you want to include the
Please.
findings?
Yes, I will. Okay. Say we grant the variance to allow 16 by 8
Yeah.
foot entryway porch as shown here this evening. Located 9 feet from the property line, whereas 15 feet side setback is required. Based on the criteria, I'd say it's not contrary to the public interest, because if you look around in the neighborhood, not all, but a lot of people are close to the property lines. The spirit of the ordinance is definitely observed, because if you look at that development, again, most people have garages, not most, but a lot of them do, and they're not asking for that. Substantial justice, it's definitely going to improve the appearance of the house and the neighborhood. Surrounding properties would not be diminished for the same reason. Unnecessary hardship. It's the only place that they can put on a mudroom or any type of expansion. And I don't think it's unreasonable, and I think it would definitely be a hardship if we did not grant this.
Okay.
And if I may add, just to add part of the hardship is created by the fact that we're already onto the property line on the edge of the driveway, and there's no
Right.
ability to do this without going into the setback further.
Okay. Do we have a second?
Second.
Or did, no, Judy already seconded it. No, that was, no, I'm sorry, that was the
No.
regional.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So we have Denise and Len. All in favor, roll call vote. Jason?
Aye.
Denise Langley, aye.
Stewart, aye.
Gayla Breck, aye.
Judy, aye.
All in favor, motion carries.
Great. Thank you very
You are
much.
set.
Thank you very much.
Okay, our next application is Harold McComas, applicant owner seeking a variance to allow for a 16-foot by 24-foot addition to an existing single-family home that would be located 12 feet from the side property line, whereas 15-foot side setback is required per section 4.3 Table of Dimensional Regulations of the Goffstown zoning ordinance. The property is located at 1 Moreau Street, map 17, lot 59, zoned residential 2, and I will entertain a motion for regional impact, please.
I'll move no regional impact.
Second.
Roll call vote, Jason?
Aye.
Denise Langley, aye.
Len Stewart, aye.
Gayla Breck, aye.
Judy, aye.
Motion carries. Okay. Mr. McComas? You want to come up, have a seat, and tell us about your request?
I bought the house, I thought it was perfect at the time, but, you know, life happens. My sister ended up moving in with me. So now we're trying to give her a little bit extra space and also do an extra bathroom. So
How long ago did you buy it?
in 2010 or 11,
Okay.
I think it was 2010.
Can you tell us about the project?
It's 16 by 24 foot addition off the back of the house. And the, like I said, it's gonna be a bathroom, bedroom, walk-in closet. So to give my sister a little bit extra space.
Okay.
And the current house is 12 foot from the side property line. So this should just continue that out. So the ranch is this shaped and it would end up being like L-shaped.
Okay.
So,
Gotcha. Does anybody have questions?
This isn't gonna be a full ADU though, this is just to gain a little bit of space.
Yeah, it's
a privacy.
yes,
Okay.
exactly,
Just
yes.
wanted to clarify that.
Anybody else? Jason, do you have questions?
No, I'm good.
Okay, Judy?
No.
Lynn?
Nope.
Okay, Mr. McComas, would you run through the variance criteria that you put in your application and just
Okay.
kind of
Yep.
summarize those criteria, your explanation of them?
Yeah. The, granted, the variance would not be contrary to public interest. It would fit in the character of the existing neighborhood. All the houses were built in, I believe, the 60s and 70s. And almost all of them in the neighborhood are very close to setback requirements, either front, rear, sides. So this would be in keeping with the character of the neighborhood.
Okay,
And, for the substantial justice, it would, based, the lots, the house is at an angle on the property lot. So that is pretty much the only spot I could probably do an addition and minimize its, minimize the impact on the setback requirements. And like I said, this, once built, it'll pretty much be integrated to the house as if it was all there, and it was mostly there, and it's always been there. And it's towards the rear of the house, so it'd be low visibility. But the only neighbors that would notice it would be the two behind me and the one to the side.
Okay.
And the hardship is, like I said, there's almost no other spot I could probably put that addition onto the house due to the position of the house on the lot. And proposed use is a reasonable one. It'll increase the usability for the house for my sister and I.
Does anybody else have questions? Jason, do you have questions?
No, I'm pretty quiet tonight.
You are.
You are.
Hope you're okay.
I get one question, might even be addressed to Jack rather than, does the building currently meet the setback?
No, it doesn't.
On that side?
The existing house is 12 feet, and it'd be, like I said, it'd be a continuation of that wall.
So for
Yeah.
the 15, you're already into the setback.
Right, exactly.
Thank you.
It does stop short of the, just shy of the 30-foot rear setback. So,
Okay. That's it for me.
Okay. All right, then I'm going to see if there's anybody here that has comments. Opening it to the public for comment. And seeing none, then I'm going to close the public hearing.
Scaring people away.
I know, huh? Okay, so.
So here's another one I kind of, of course I start digging into it. Because I'm like, "Eeh, that's
Right.
close. But he's following what he has now.
Right.
So
Yeah.
it makes sense. You're not coming in here asking for something that doesn't make sense. I don't have an issue with this.
Okay.
Right.
What
What she
she
said.
said.
Yep,
I'm making up for not
I
being at the
agree.
last meeting.
that's okay. That's perfectly fine. Okay, are we ready for a motion and a vote? Or is there more conversation?
No, I think it's a very reasonable proposal.
Ready for
the
a
site.
motion?
You want to make it?
Sure.
Good.
I'll make a motion that the variance be granted for a 16 by 20 foot addition to a single-family home located at 1 Monroe Street. And the side yard setback is currently 12 feet for the existing home, and the addition will match that 12 feet length, the whole border of the property, all the way back. So it'll be 12 feet from the side yard setback also,
Instead of the 15 that's required.
instead of the 15 that's required.
Okay,
Yes.
second? Got a second?
Do you want to go through the criteria? Or
Oh, yes, we should.
you're not getting off either. I'm sorry.
What,
Okay. Not contrary to the public interest, because,
not contrary to the public interest, because it's not posing any problems, it's behind the scenes and it matches the lot size perfectly, it blends in with the neighborhood,
okay.
sight unseen.
Spirit of the ordinance is observed?
The spirit is observed because he wants to stay living there, he likes it, and he wants to make the neighborhood better.
And the houses are all similarly close to the property lines.
Exactly, yes.
Okay, and substantial justice.
I think she had that with the other answer.
Yeah,
With the
yeah.
living space.
The living space?
Yeah, I think super.
I think also, as he said, the house is at the angle where it's really the only reasonable place is to put it where he put it.
Right.
Okay, and property values would not be diminished?
Absolutely not.
Okay, and hardship?
Posing a necessary hardship that the house with the family members moving in and the increase in size perfectly states the need for another living space for an adult, large enough for an adult.
And if I can add to that, just because of the positioning of the house on the lot precludes any other placement of the addition, I think constitutes the hardship.
Yeah. I would agree with that. Okay, so we have our variance criteria. Ready for vote? Roll call vote?
Did someone second it?
No.
I'll second.
No, yeah, you're right, nobody did. Okay, now we're ready for a vote. Jason, ready for a vote?
Aye.
Denise Langley, aye.
Stewart, aye.
Gail LeBrecq, aye.
Judy, I.
Okay, and motion carries. Okay,
Thank
have your
you. Have a
variance.
nice evening.
And last but not least,
He's probably a breeze like, oh boy.
That's probably the easiest one of them all.
well, I don't know, you've got some tough competition over here tonight. Craig, Miss Livy?
I decided I was too quiet. Now we're gonna be getting, no, I'm kidding.
And can you pronounce your last name for me?
Miss Libby.
Miss Livy, okay, Craig, Miss Livy. Miss Livy, would you tell us about your application, please?
Yep, so.
Oh, you know what, wait a minute, I didn't read it. I put that on the record.
That would be good.
Regional impact?
Oh, yes, see, where am I tonight?
I
Not here.
propose there's no regional
You're out of
impact.
practice.
I know.
You've had too many weeks off,
Sec-
months off.
I know, do we have a second?
Second.
And roll call vote, Jason?
Aye.
Denise, aye.
When I,
Gail LeBrecq, aye.
Judy, I.
All in favor, motion carries. Okay, so we have Craig Mislivy, the owner, seeking a variance to allow for construction of a mudroom and garage addition of 912 square feet that will be approximately 78.4 feet from the front property line, whereas a 100-foot front setback is required per section 4.3, table of dimensional regulations of the Goffstown zoning ordinance. The property is located at 773 Back Mountain Road, map 1, lot 57-5, zone conservation and open space. What can you tell us about your application?
Well, I mean, all the houses around me have garages. We currently do not have a garage. My family has owned the property since it was built in '86. I bought it for my family about 10 years ago. My family's growing. I want to add a mudroom and a garage, and I don't think it's, I think this is just a formality we're going through here now, but it doesn't encroach on either of my neighbors, not even, by a little bit. It's just the 100-foot setback from Back Mountain Road is the only issue here, and the house wasn't built 100 feet from the road, so I'm kind of stuck here, and I'm just adding on from the current.
How far is the house from
What was it, 78? What did I
It's
put in?
78.4 feet.
Yeah, so I
Okay.
mean, I'm already in a.
Just out of curiosity, when was that zone, conservancy zone formed?
I don't know. It's been
I'd
around
like
for
to know
quite some
that,
time.
Jack. Could you get that information, please?
It's been around quite some time.
Just,
After this happened, I drive up and down the road and I'm looking at all these houses and garages that are like 20, 30 feet from the road, and I'm going, really? I gotta go through all this to, but I get it, I get the formality, but.
Did you look into moving the house back?
we
I
can't
actually
hear
would have
you.
loved, I would have loved it if it was back a little bit farther. The driveway's terrible. So the other thing I have on my permit, I'm within my own property, I want to change the approach to the house of the driveway, because it's a dangerous driveway in the winter.
Yeah.
It's a straight downhill.
Yeah, it
It's
is.
a blind hill right there, so, you can end up right on the road. I'm gonna come around to the garage. The garage is gonna come off the side of the house. I just wanna come up and around within my property. I'm not, nothing, no curb cut or anything like that.
So you're gonna come out at the same spot, or you're gonna get a different?
No, gonna come in the same spot I entered the driveway now. I'm just gonna change the approach to the house.
Yeah, nice.
Good.
Now, you said it's 912 square feet. Is that the mudroom and the garage together?
Yeah, I believe so, yeah.
You believe so?
I'd have to do the math again, but I did the math when I filled the thing,
Okay.
so yes, I mean, the mudroom may be a little bit smaller than I originally, I may go about 4 feet smaller than I originally put on the original plans. Yeah. Once I reprice it again now, as materials are up and down, up and down.
Yeah, I hear you there. Okay, does the board have any questions?
I'm good.
Not right now, not right now.
Glenn?
No,
Judy?
No.
Okay. Miss Levy, would you review for us your responses to the variance criteria
I
that are
did not
within
bring
the
them down with
application?
me, but I guess, well, I've already answered most of them, but, there's no impact to, thank you very much. So the first one, description of the way, the house wasn't built within 100 feet of the road. Second, criteria, conditions, and supplemental the zoning ordinance. What they had, the mudroom and garage, the existing house. Granting the variance would not be contrary to the public. That doesn't affect any of my neighbors. If anything, it would improve the value of my home, and I would think the neighborhood. Spirit of the ordinance to observe the original house. What I had written was the original house was built in '86, and now this ordinance has changed, but granting the variance would add value to my house and would help my growing family, The values of the surrounding properties would not be diminished. Well, I don't find any way that it would. I'm not encroaching on anybody's property lines. I'm not, it's just a garage and a mudroom.
I like that.
I think the special conditions of properties.
The next one is the hardship criteria.
Well, I just, having almost 9 acres, not being able to put on a garage and a mudroom would be a hardship, and it would be, wouldn't be able to increase the value of my property. I mean, that's the way I see that one.
Yeah.
Purpose, use, reason. I mean, I gotta keep repeating myself, but I guess all the other houses on Back Mountain Road have garages.
Yeah.
And then changing my driveways, it's just unsafe, so, but like I said, that's within.
Yeah. Well, the driveway comments really aren't applicable here because they're not part of the application for the variance, but I certainly understand what you're saying. The question that keeps going through my mind, and it has nothing to do with anything you've done, if you have an 8+ acre lot, why didn't they build it back a little bit?
Good question for the builder back in the '80s when the boom was going on.
So there was
I would have loved it if the house
setback.
was set a little farther back.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, 75
70
feet is a
that's a
good
big
frontage.
setback.
Yeah,
But
that's a pretty nice.
It's on the mountain
setback.
though, too, and it's all rock, so
It's
they
gonna
might have done a
set.
few test pits
Yeah.
and found this is the only spot.
Yeah,
Get a gas
right,
tank.
exactly. Yeah.
Okay. Does anybody have any questions?
I don't, I'm good.
Thanks, Jason.
No questions? No, I'm trying.
No, me either. Okay, I'm going to open the hearing to the public, and seeing that there's nobody here, the public hearing is closed.
We already did it.
We did it.
First
I
thing.
caught it.
Yes.
we didn't catch her that time, Jack.
Okay, so do we have somebody ready to make a motion?
I'll make a motion. make a motion, oh, sorry, thought I was ready, I'm not. Okay, make a motion to grant a variance to allow construction of a mudroom and garage addition, 912 feet. I actually show it as a little less, but we'll hold that 912 here. That will be approximately 78.4 feet from the front property line, whereas 100 feet from setback is required per section 4.3. Property is located 773 Back Mountain Road.
Okay.
Criteria. It's not contrary to the public interest. If you look around and you look at what that zone is, many houses, many of those lots, they don't even meet the width. It's supposed to be 300 feet. So these are old, I'm assuming they were put in prior to this zone. I think that the house was built closer to the road, understandably, and I feel that the spirit of the ordinance is definitely being observed. It's not like he's right on the road. He's not cutting into any of the setbacks on the side, only in the front. Surrounding properties will not be diminished. Many of them have garages. They may, a lot of them set back a little bit more, but you know, he has what he has. Unnecessary hardship, I feel that you live in New England, you should be able to, if you have almost 9 acres of land, be able to put a garage in, especially when you're not impacting your abutters. You know, and if the value certainly will not be diminished.
No, you know, when I look at the design that he's got here, it's really attractive.
It
And I
is.
think it's only going to increase, of course, it's going to increase the value of his house, but it's going to increase the, appearance in the neighborhood as well.
Appearance,
And
aesthetics.
it also will not add, it doesn't look like, any more impervious area, because he's building this basically right on your driveway, am I correct? A little bit more, but minimal,
Yeah,
so.
okay. So we have the motion, do we have a second?
Second.
Roll call vote. Jason?
Aye.
Denise Langley, aye.
Glenn Stewart, aye.
Gail LeBrecq, aye.
Judy, aye.
All in favor, motion carries. You done?
Awesome.
You
Thank
have your
very much.
variance.
Thank
Okay.
you.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Hope you don't hit any ledge.
Yeah, oh, no, it's a big rock to deal with it.
I thought about that too. What do they do? I said to myself.
Bye-bye.
I said they dynamite, that's what they do.
Okay, our last bit of business before we adjourn is the election of officers, which we held off last week because there were 2 of you that were not here. So,
I'd like to motion that Len be the chair. Do I have a second?
I will accept somewhat reluctantly, but, yes.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Denise and Jason. All in favor?
Roll
Roll call vote. Jason?
Aye.
Denise Langley, aye.
I'll abstain.
No, you don't have to. I mean, you can if you want, but you don't have to.
Oh, vote for yourself.
Oh, why not?
I want it official.
Gail LeBrecq, aye.
Judy Elaine, aye.
Motion carries. You are our new chair. And we need a motion for a vice chair. Can I nominate? I'm going to nominate, I'm not going to ask if I can. I'm going to nominate Denise. You accept?
I do.
I second.
Roll call vote. Jason?
Aye.
Aye.
Oh,
Denise, aye.
Glenn Stewart, aye.
Gail LeBrecq, aye.
Judy Elaine, aye.
Motion carries.
Aye,
Great.
aye,
Done deal.
I didn't know that's what was happening, but great, okay.
aye. I motion that we adjourn.
Yes.
Second.
And we need a roll call vote. Jason?
Aye.
Denise, I.
Aye.
When I
Gellerbeck, aye.
Judy Lane, aye.
Motion carries. The meeting is adjourned.
Good, go.